Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I have a very quick review for you. This is one of the new Huda Beauty mini palettes. What do they call these? I think they're just called their mini palettes. This one is the Mauve Obsessions. I did show this to you guys on my live stream where I showed you some of the products I got during the Sephora VIB sale, which by the way, the sale is still going. I feel like it's been going forever, but tomorrow is the last day of the sale. Today is the 14th. You guys will see this hopefully today. This video will be going up. So if you're still interested in picking up anything during the sale, definitely grab it before it's over. Tomorrow's the last day, like I said. So now, if you didn't see, she just came out with 4 little palettes like this one. I only picked up one. Like I said, I got the Mauve Obsessions one. There is a colorful one as well. There's also one that is very warm tone, and then there is one that is more like deeper smoky tones. I don't own any of her other eyeshadows, so I can't compare them to like performance-wise to her larger palettes because I don't actually own those palettes, but I will tell you just from swatching the larger palettes in store, because we did carry them at my store, compared to these little ones, I think the quality is a little bit better on these, particularly the metallic shades. The ones that we had at our store did seem to be not as pigmented as these ones. So I have really been enjoying this little palette. Spoiler alert. You guys know how I am with my reviews. I like to just jump right in and tell you my opinion, because whenever I watch reviews, I hate that they wait till like 16 minutes into the video to tell you how they feel about the palette, because usually that's all I care about hearing is, do you like it? Because I can swatch it on my own. I can see pictures of swatches. I just want to know if you like the palette, and I have been obsessed with this. I have been using it nonstop since I got it. At first glance, when you first see the size of the actual palette, it does seem like it's going to be really tiny, but when you open it up, the pan size is pretty darn good. Alright, so just as a comparison, this palette here from Tarte, this is the Tartelette Tease. You can buy this in the Beauty on the Fly section. So that's the difference in like the pan sizes. So there's a lot of wasted space in these, and this one, she did a good job of really utilizing the compactness of this little palette. This palette is $27, this one is $23, just as a reference. And this one says, the Tarte palette says you get a net weight of 0.85 grams. Compared to the Huda one, you are getting a net weight of 10 grams. So you're getting a significant larger amount of eyeshadow in this one compared to here. This one has just 6 shades, and then on the Huda one you're getting 9 shades. So you actually are getting quite a bit of eyeshadow for the money. I actually feel like these are a little bit better value than her larger palettes. I'm not going to do the whole cost per gram breakdown that I know a lot of YouTubers do now. If you want to see that, go check out Stephanie Nicole, because she does it best. She was the first one to kind of do that, and she does it well. So, but I did want to tell you guys my opinions on this palette. So first of all, I was kind of surprised when I opened this up in person. It is a lot more kind of reddish tones, a lot more burgundy tones than I was expecting. I thought it would be a lot more mauve, as the name suggests. But I have to tell you guys, these shades are gorgeous, gorgeous. Every single shade in here works together. I've done probably 5 or 6 different eye looks with this now, and each time I've used different shades and made different combinations. I've never redone the same look, and every time everything just works together. So I love that about this palette. It's definitely an all-in-one palette. You don't need to supplement another palette with this unless you want different tones on the eye. But if you're looking for a reddish, pinkish, purpley kind of tone, that's what you're going to get from here. You do have an all over the lid setting shade if you're light complected like I am. You do have this shade in the middle here, which is perfect, like blending crease shade. It's gorgeous. It does turn up a lot warmer on the eye than it does in the pan, and you will see that in the end of the video. I do have footage of me creating the look I'm wearing right now. So yeah, I love that. There are 3 lid shades essentially in here if you want a little shimmer on your lid. This guy, and this guy all have a beautiful metallic finish. I am wearing a combination of these 2 on my lid today. And then the rest of these shades here are all matte, so you can kind of change the look up, make it a little bit more red, or go here, make it a little bit more purple. But these all blend gorgeously. They just blend so nicely. They're very highly pigmented, and like I said, everything in here works together. This is definitely one of those eyeshadow palettes that I would recommend to beginners. So if I was still working at Sephora and I had a client coming in looking for an eyeshadow palette, when they're not familiar with how to really work with eyeshadows, there's certain shadows that I would not recommend for beginners because they're trickier to work with, like the Subculture palette. But this one here is definitely very user-friendly. It's very easy to use. It's almost one of those like foolproof palettes that no matter what brushes you use, no matter what technique you use, it's gonna look good on your eye. And that's why I love this palette so much. As I mentioned, the sale doesn't end till tomorrow, and I already have 2 more of these in my cart, and I'm really tempted to get a couple more, but I just think that these are stunning. This particular one is definitely the one I would recommend. It definitely caught my eye. Now, that warmer tone palette, I'll try to insert a picture. The warmer tone palette, definitely, I think that one looks absolutely beautiful and looks like an eyeshadow palette you could wear on a daily basis. If you don't have already a lot of warm tones, I personally have so many that I was like really on the fence on that one. I just felt like I didn't need another warm tone palette. I definitely recommend these. I think that they are fantastic quality. I'm very, very impressed with them. So yeah, I would highly recommend it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do some swatches for you guys now. And then as I already mentioned, the eye look that I'm wearing today, of course, I did complete this eye look using just this palette, and I have that footage, which I will be putting at the very end of this video as well. So I hope you guys enjoy the swatches. Oh, real quick before I get into the swatches, I did want to also mention there are no names on these. So I'm just gonna go start at the top by the mirror here, start at the top row, then I'll do the middle and the bottom. But again, there are no names for these. Okay, so this is the top row of the palette. I did just do finger swatches and there is no primer on my hand. My hand is a little dry right now, so I feel like that's kind of making it look a little worse, but these definitely apply better on the eye than they swatch. Some eyeshadow formulas are just that way. They don't swatch great, but they blend beautifully, and I kind of find that with these. I think they swatch okay, but they're not the best swatches. So the first shade there is that kind of burgundy matte that's in the top corner. It's kind of got a reddish undertone to it. The center shade there is more of a kind of a warm reddish, definitely has a lot of shimmer in that one. It's very, very pretty, almost kind of like shifts pink. And then the very bottom one is a very light, kind of a pink champagne color. Super stunning on the eyelid. Really love that one. All right, this is the second row. That top shade there, that is that kind of shimmery cranberry color. It's funny that they call this the mauve palette because I just feel like it's very like red, warm tones. Maybe it's just on my skin tone, the way that they show up, but they do turn a lot more warm on me, although some of the purpley shades are a little cooler. So it's kind of a combination. But anyway, so yeah, we've got that shimmery cranberry color. This one in the middle, that is that transition shade I was telling you guys about. It turns a lot more purple on my eye, but on my hand it's looking quite brown. So I think it really depends on what shades you pair that with, how it's going to turn up on your eye. It's just a really cool transition color. And then the bottom one is a pretty vibrant pink there, and again, it's a matte shade. Moving on to the bottom row, so that top shade there is again a matte. It's kind of a dusty purple color. That is what I have on the outer corner of my eye today. In the center, it's gonna be really hard to see that one. That is that off-white shade. It's definitely close to my skin tone, so it kind of disappears on me, but it makes a great setting shade for my skin tone. And then the bottom one is kind of a rusty red shade. I really love that shade as well. If you want a very warm look, it's really cool. All right, you guys, so those are the swatches, and let's go ahead and jump into the demo of these shadows. So to start out, I'm going to begin with this Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush, and I am applying that middle shade from the top row, which is just like a creamy color all over the lid. Now I'm going to take this Sephora Collection Featherweight Crease Brush number 38, and using the shade right in the center of the palette, I'm going to go ahead and apply that to the outer corner as well as into the crease. And with my eyelid, just to kind of camouflage my hooded eye, I do take it pretty high, a little bit above the crease as well. Next, I'm just taking a little pencil brush with that same shade in the center of the palette and running that along the lower lash line. After that, I'm taking this Real Techniques brushed metal collection brush that I am using to apply the burgundy shade from the top left corner of the palette, and I'm just putting that right in the inner corner, and then I'm softening up the edges using that same featherweight brush. Next, I'm just using my finger to apply the pink champagne color to the inner corner of my eye. I'm taking that to like the first 1/3 of the eyelid and just using my finger to gently blend it out. And then next I use the shade in the center of the top. It's kind of like a light pinky burgundy shade, and I'm putting that right in the center of my lid and kind of overlapping the shades. And then I'm taking that featherweight crease brush to softly blend everything together. Next, I'm going to be applying some eyeliner. This is from Kat Von D. It's just a standard brown liner to my lower lash line. And then I am going to do a winged liner today using my favorite one, which is the Physicians Formula Eye Booster Liner in Ultra Black. And for the final step, I'm just going to apply my mascara. I'm using the Givenchy Base Mascara Perfecto as my primer. And today I use the Sephora Collection Big Volume Extreme Mascara. This is how the finished look turned out. Thank you guys so much for watching. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video today. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below for me. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.